Welcome to the final chapter of Thermometer Readings. I'm Mortimer Sinclair. In Episode 4, Using Thermometers, we come to a dramatic conclusion as Susie learns the importance of recording temperature readings and taking corrective action when necessary.
Susie, I was just looking at the freezer temperature record, and I noticed that you forgot to take the last reading on schedule.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got busy and put it off.
Look, I know that things can get really busy around here, but taking temperature readings is extremely important. Remember, the children count on us to keep their food safe.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'll check the temperatures right now.
On the surface, that appears to be a very simple and unimportant scene. But as we delve deeper into the motivation behind that scene, we discover its extreme importance in the production. Food service production, that is.
To keep food safe, temperatures of food need to be taken and recorded throughout the process, from receiving through serving. And the temperatures of storage areas, work areas, and equipment used in food service must be closely monitored as well. All should be in accordance with your state health department standards. First, let's take a look at the temperatures of storage and work areas. Temperatures must be monitored at least once a day. Storerooms for dry goods should be between 50 and 70 degrees. Refrigeration equipment, including walk-in or reach-in refrigerators and milk coolers, should be between 35 and 41 degrees. Freezers should be kept at or below zero. Now let's take a look at food temperatures. Upon delivery, cold food should be between 35 and 41 degrees, and frozen food should be at or below 32 degrees. When storing the food, refrigerated items should be stored at a temperature ranging between 35 and 41 degrees. Frozen food should be stored at a temperature at or below zero. Here's how to take the temperature of foods during the receiving and storing processes. If you're using an infrared thermometer, point it toward the surface of the product and record the temperature. If you're using a STEM thermometer or thermocouple, insert it into the product being checked, taking proper precautions to prevent cross-contamination. For bagged items, fold them in half and place the thermometer between the halves, or place it between two bags. When preparing or cooking foods, ready-to-eat food should be heated to a minimum of 135 degrees for 15 seconds. Pork should be cooked at 145 degrees for 15 seconds. Ground beef should be cooked at 155 degrees for 15 seconds. And poultry should be cooked at 165 degrees for 15 seconds. 165 degrees for 15 seconds is also the minimum temperature for soups and casseroles and for reheating leftovers. When preparing or cooking foods, the method for taking the internal temperature varies by the type of food. For example, when cooking a whole roast, take the temperature in the center of the roast, being careful to avoid bones, gristle, or fat. If making hamburgers, use a digital thermometer to check internal temperature. When holding foods or serving them, hot foods should be kept at or above 135 degrees, and cold foods should be kept at or below 41. Read and record the temperature by inserting a bimetallic stemmed, digital stemmed or thermistor, thermocouple, or single-use temperature indicator into the item being checked. Finally, in high-temperature dish machines, 180 degrees is the recommended final rinse temperature. Check the temperature by first recording the external temperature on the dish machine. Then use a temperature holding thermometer or single-use temperature indicator that is placed on a tray and run through the machine. If a single-use indicator is used, when the water comes in contact with the surface to be sanitized, the water should be at least 160 degrees. Remember to follow the instructions provided by the dish machine manufacturer. We also realize that many schools don't have dish machines and only use disposable wares. If this is the case, or if you have a dish machine that requires chemical sanitizers, this may not pertain to your school. Remember, it's vital to document all temperatures each time they are taken. School food service departments use different forms for various steps in the food production process. Always write down the date, time, and temperature, and initial each form. If at any time you discover readings that do not meet safe temperatures, take immediate corrective action. For example, when receiving food or milk, if you find a random sample of the product is at the incorrect temperature, you should begin corrective action by rejecting delivery of the products that don't meet temperature requirements and by taking temperature readings of other random samples. Then, report your findings to the food service director or manager so that he or she may take further corrective action. Here's another example. If you remove food from the oven and find that it has not reached the necessary temperature, you should return it to the oven until it reaches the correct temperature, which for this turkey roast is 165 degrees for 15 seconds. Finally, remember to clean, sanitize, and store thermometers properly after each use. To clean thermometers, wash them by hand with soapy water and then rinse. Sanitize thermometers by wiping them with alcohol wipes or dipping them in a sanitizing solution that is approved for use on food contact surfaces. Proper storage is important to make sure that thermometers are not damaged and that they consistently measure temperatures accurately. You should store each thermometer in its case. You may also store them in a separate drawer or section of a drawer.
Now, let's go back to see how our two main characters, Deborah and Susie, bring this final episode to a close.
Well, I'm done for the day. I've taken and recorded all of the temperature readings, and I've cleaned and stored all of the thermometers.
Great job. And thanks for noticing that the temperature in the milk cooler was higher than it should be.
Well, when I compared the temperature documents, I saw that the afternoon reading was warmer than the morning reading, and I knew there was a problem, so I moved all the milk to the refrigerator. Was that the right corrective action to take?
Absolutely. And I've reported the malfunction so that we can get the cooler repaired first thing in the morning. If the milk had been out of the correct temperature range for too long, we would have had to discard it. But you discovered the problem in time to avoid that.
It just goes to show you why taking those temperatures and writing them down is so important.
Now where have I heard that before?
And so, once again, a happy ending, thanks to the real stars of the show, thermometers and the school nutrition team members who use them regularly and correctly. I'm Mortimer Sinclair, and thanks for watching Thermometer Readings on the Thermi Channel.